I'm actually going to show 2 games because the next 2 games are pretty short, so I'm going to show them one after another. And, well, let's begin. This is live game against Tordread. This is the live league. The map is Scavenger, and it is tier 4. So Sammy is tier 4 in the fog, and I'll be honest, I wasn't that confident I could take on Tordread on a conventional Jake versus Jake matchup. So I decided, let's change things up a bit. I'm going to play Sammy, and I'm going to mech spam. If I don't know what I'm doing, then Tordread won't know either. So that was my attitude going into this. And, well, let's begin. Normal capture phase, of course. Go for neutral base first. He chose that this base will be the base he's ahead on, and this base will be the one he's behind on. Okay. I go for the property further ahead, because of course I would. And I'd go send this infantry down here to capture this property because I know this infantry from my base will reach for this one. You don't want your infantry to cannibalize each other's captures. So like same story with this one, instead of sending it to capture this one, I'll just send it down to capture this one and have the penguin in the back capture this. Build a recon here. Or maybe I chose to change my capture order next turn again. So penguin continues going down, recon goes down for division. Okay, this penguin goes up to capture the airport because there wasn't really much I can gain from sending the penguin left. I go for an artillery because I like artillery. It seems that Tordread also did an artillery opening. I went for a recon first because I want to pressure the captures. As Sammy, you're supposed to pressure the captures and press your money advantage. That's how it typically goes. We are playing this, like I said, we are playing this live, 5 minutes plus 2 minutes increment. So let's just go with what I'm thinking as we continue this battle. I'm thinking of moving my artillery across these forests. Maybe I can control this area near the HQ. Just maybe. I realized he's probably not going to have this property defended down here, so I might as well try to defend it. Well, interrupt it. His tank is up here. I counted the steps. It does not cover this tile. So my recon does have the movement to interrupt this infantry right here. I see the artillery go into this forest to protect these 2 captures, so I'm just going to ignore it and go for the capture at the bottom. So I take the shot. Okay. I slowed down his capture. Build an anti-air because just in case of my airport just got online, so his airport must also have recently gotten online. That's what I'm thinking. I see his tank here. I was like, I'm just gonna bluff. I'm going to pretend I have more units down here and I'm just going to kill it. As well as offer some other stuff for the tanks to shoot at. Put an artillery over here, protected by a nice wall. Interrupt these 2 captures. I knew he had an artillery here. And maybe it was just my unit placement or something. I probably could have made this attack a little better if I just went a little more forward, I guess. I don't really remember. But tanks are shooting at my penguins. Okay. I thought he would continue capturing, but he must have thought that I had more units than I did. I didn't really have any means to interrupt these captures. But I did have the means to interrupt some of the captures up here. Now I thought about this for a little while. I'm not sure if I wanted to reveal my artillery, especially since my mechs are not near the front line just yet. But I revealed my artillery so I can get some shots. I interrupt all of these captures. It might have been a little too greedy of me. Maybe I should have went to finish off the infantry to be ahead in a unit count. But Tordread spots my artillery and shoots it. If I was just one turn, if I just delayed shooting with my artillery for one turn, or maybe sent my first transport copter left instead of down, maybe I could have punished that tank being so... maybe I could have punished that tank. But it's little things like these where I don't plan them out because I'm bad at strategy. From what I heard, never mind, I'll just leave that. I go on the mountains to finish off that penguin, and now I have some nice vision. Drop my mech in a place where he can't exactly see it yet. I do absolutely nothing with this anti-air. Maybe he might think nothing is in there if I don't walk in or anything. But I'm just fortifying my positions. Maybe I can snap this property as well. Tank goes up, anti-air shoots my penguin, kills off my artillery, kills off my recon, and kills off my penguin. So he's up in the KD quite a bit here. Sits on the property so I can't get the defense bonus. He knows I have mechs here. And I decide, well, I'm just going to interrupt this capture again. This time I have the support of an artillery. And also, all of my units here, protected by an artillery. These penguins up here, protected by 2 mechs. So I think this side is pretty well defended. I send in my mechs to get some nice shots. Pull my anti-air back because I don't want to lose my anti-air, and just ferry more mechs forward. Alright, kills off my mech. The problem with mechs is that they're rather squishy against vehicles, so I'm losing quite a lot on the unit count. Doesn't see my anti-air just yet. I meant my artillery. Doesn't see my artillery just yet. So I'm thinking, can I just wipe out this anti-air and then bring my battlecopter in? He won't have a response, hopefully. This tank here spots my artillery, shoots at my artillery, okay. But I use double time. I just checked this forest just in case there's something my mechs can shoot. But I mostly do it so my mechs can run really far to get some shots. Send my battlecopter forward. No anti-air here, so his tanks can't do anything. And I just luck rolled my way into killing this tank. As well as dropping more mechs here, just to support my new front line. And I'm building more transports because I want 2 transports on both sides. I want every single turn a transport to be able to bring a mech to the front line. That's my plan. So, I am slightly behind on the unit count, but that's only because I built transport copters and those count as units. Without those transport copters, I would be like 5 units behind. So I decided to pull back a little because the Jake superpower is coming, which means all his vehicles get +2 movements and get a lot more damage on the planes. Enough damage such that I believe it can one-shot my mechs with the comm tower, if I remember the numbers correctly. So I'm just a little wary. I got this property and he attacks, gets a shot on my mech. I don't see what he has over here, but I know it's probably I suspected he was front shifting after he saw all those mechs up here. So that's why, if you notice, my battlecopter actually started flying down. I wanted to meet his tanks with my battlecopters. And he didn't use his superpower, so I suspect he will use it next turn. So I just decided to sit further in the back, and just prepare, just bracing for his superpower. Try to bring my battlecopters closer. Unfortunately, these two won't really be able to make it. But I'm going to pretend like I have stuff over here. He doesn't exactly have the vision right now to see how much I actually have up there. But that's exactly why I pulled back. I'm inviting him to come forward and leaving a few trinkets just to invite an attack. Now over here, this is probably a mistake what I'm doing moving forward. What I should have done, I believe my best move, I'll do in the post-game analysis. So here comes the Block Rock. Kills my recon. Battlecopters goes forward for vision, sees nothing in this forest. Anti-air my mech. Shoots at this artillery while also spotting in this forest. Kills off another mech. And that extra artillery range, shooting my infantry all the way here. Walls off the anti-air so I can't do anything about it. And here, I'm really down behind in the unit count. It says only 35, like 30 to 35, but keep in mind 4 of my units are transport copters. So I use double time, trying to make one push here. And just revealing all my units. Maybe I can scare him away, that was what I'm thinking. Just dropping more mechs right in his face. And dropping more mechs where he can clearly see. And then I resigned because I wasn't confident I can turn this around. I believe if we had continued fighting, the battle might just stalemate. He probably doesn't have the anti-air capabilities to stop all 3 of my battlecopters, whereas I will be able to stop his battlecopters. He might pull back because he doesn't want to deal with all my mechs here, as well as he might pick off the few recons. And for the most part, the map will probably stalemate, with him eventually overpowering me because of the unit count advantage. The problem with mechs, aside from their mobility, is that they are rather weak against high firepower vehicles, because if they get one shot, your mech line can just get wiped out. And as we can clearly see, many of them did get one shot. Full HP tank did one shot my mech on the plains during the Jake Super, so I wasn't confident I would win, even though I'm up ahead in value. I do believe how the game would continue is that we will stalemate for the most part, and I would lose by day 30 because I would be behind in property count. I may or may not be able to pull some last turn victory mark shenanigans where I capture enough properties to be considered the victor, but I highly doubt I will be able to hold on for that long, considering that I'm just drifting more and more behind in unit count. So that was this game. And now for the second game. We will go back and check the other live game I had. Now, Elcaroman here took the penguins, so I had to call for my old units at Grey Sky to help me out fight the penguins. So, once again, this is a live game, 5 plus 5 minutes and 2 minutes increment. And for context, Elcaroman quite literally just finished a different live game. So he might be a little too tired. Well, he might have gotten tired and played a little worse than he otherwise would have. So just a little bit of context. He had a different capture order, which I honestly think was better than my capture order. Because these two penguins can capture this chain and this chain right away, and he wastes no time capturing this at all. So that was something I haven't even considered, but I don't think I'm too far behind as a result. Built a tank on this base, I do the same. Goes for this property first instead of the port. Interesting. Maybe he doesn't want the tank to interrupt it. That's a possibility. And here I miscalculated a little bit. I'll show you what I mean next turn. But I knew the tank would come forward, so I wanted to buy a battlecopter. But that means that I wouldn't be able to afford an infantry on one of my base, so I had to base skip for that battlecopter. So not off to the best starts, but I know my battlecopter can chase his tank away. Or maybe the tank will attack my tank anyway because it's an HQ. But this is live, so we have to think quickly for this. On the bright side, the lack of anti-air meant that my battlecopter could pull off at least one free hit. And there's no way to trap this anti-air because I had the tank back up to break anything that might try to trap it. I didn't go for this capture because I didn't want his penguins to two-shot my infantry. He built a battlecopter of his own, and without needing to base skip. I got my artillery because I like artillery, and it will help me control the center by zoning out my opponent. And 2 shots doesn't quite kill it. Maybe if he was Jake, he has a better chance because of that planes bonus, but other than that, it's about a 1 in 3 chance of killing my penguin. Well, my infantry, I'm not the penguins anymore. And then he resigned. Now this actually confused me. I was wondering why he resigned so soon. Maybe it's just he didn't like his positioning. Maybe it's because I controlled the center more firmly than he did. Maybe it's because I will get these 2 penguins and I will be up in unit count despite needing to base skip. I don't exactly know what the reasoning is because I'm a tactics person. I don't know too much about long-term strategy winning, like long-term positioning or anything. But from what I can tell, I can probably safely get this property, and he might be able to get this property, and I would be ahead by 1k income. it's entirely possible he might have simply gotten demoralized and just didn't like his position such that he just resigned here. He's probably better than me at strategy and decided that my positioning was better and resigned. Again, he was pretty tired. He played another live game right before my game. But that was that. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I am Fluffy, and I'll see you next week.